Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Keepers League 3.27. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you the loot from 50 Blight maps. You thought I was going to just show you the looting of the maps? No. I already looted 50 Blight maps, and I sorted in a tab, and then this is all the loot. And so I wanted to show it. I got the Strangle Gasp pretty early into the 50. I hit 11D. I'm rich. 5 tainted oils because I corrupted all of them. I basically was just buying them corrupted from trade and then running them. They don't even have chisels. They don't even have oils. So no oil, no chisels. And then, yeah, 55D in loot. But that's an approximation because it likes to track it at a lower value than when you actually sell it with bulk. But a rough estimate of this is a quick, easy 55D. So it's above 1D per map. This is with no oils. And then we even hit a Sacred Orb. And then, yeah, like 6 golden, 10 prismatic. Where's the silver? 7 silver. We got like 28 opalescence. Bunch of chaos. A bunch of T17s. Tons of dunes that I didn't pick up. As you can see, I don't even loot essence or anything like that. This is just like the big stuff. Bloodlines. I think I had another good scarab, I was pretty sure. I know I had bloodlines. Oh yeah, catalyzing. I had the ultimatum one. I have a bunch of these fractured jewels. I got synthesis stuff. I hit 2 gloves and the Ami. So obviously it could be kind of lucky. I would have to do more to know for sure. I probably got lucky on the Ami. But yeah, 11 raw D is pretty sick. 7X, I don't loot annuls, so I don't know how many I got. I guess somewhat lucky on the divines if I got 7x. That's pretty sick though. And then decent profit for the time though. It's like, yeah, 1D back per map, and then the maps were relatively cheap, so basically guaranteed profit. Pretty chill. I just AFK Blight-Ravaged maps, and yeah, it's a really good farm actually. I was thinking if I should show the looting of the maps, but I already showed you all the loot from them, and then walking in between the chests and everything and clicking on all the chests just to have it drop, it doesn't really seem important for the main point of the video. But then, yeah, I wanted to also show they're like 1.6 per, so it's like 6 to 7, sorry. It's 8D just in Tainted. So just this alone is like 36D. Because this is like 16D for an uncorrupted Strangle Gasp. And then yeah, the goldens, the prismatics, and the silvers, and all these stacked decks. It's like 340 stacked decks. So you'd get like 4D roughly from all the stacked decks. And then yeah, I even hit a Sacred Orb. So we could have had a mirror. Never lucky, dude. Pretty good farm. Blight's still good. So I just finished 36 Blight maps with like 50 lucky chests and teal oil, and the results are shocking. Even as I was playing it, I was like, this is so bad. I was right. When this is the loot I get, like if you ignore the point about I got a Strangle Gasp and like 2 of these, and then the Strangle Gasp, right? So ignore the uniques, the rare drops. If you just look at the generic loot I get, it's terrible. So I'm gonna pull out the most value stuff. And so for example, divine 1, I got 11 in the first farm, and this I got 1, and I got 1 tainted, and I believe my other farm had 5. All of the maps were corrupted. I had 36 corrupted Blight-Ravaged maps, and I had like the Azure oil, teal oil, and crimson, so 50 lucky chests. And the loot is worse, dude. You actually nerf your loot. It's shocking. It's a surprise. It shouldn't be. It probably shouldn't be a thing. But then I'll explain why I know it's a thing, and like I could verify it on top of this, on top of just my anecdotal evidence here with testing the 36 versus the 50. So yeah, you take this. This is 16D worth of loot, and then yeah, I only did 36 instead of 50, so you would multiply it by 33%, so an extra 13 maps, for example, you get like 50. So if you have your 16 and you times it by the 33%, you get like 21D. And the other farm, not counting the strangle gasp, was 39D. So sure, you could farm these quicker because you did teal, but I don't think it's even that much quicker. And then I raised the price of my blight maps because I had to add the crimson and the azure and the teal plus all of the extra clicks, because per map you'd have to do this, anoint. Then you add the next one, anoint. And then you add the next one, anoint. And that's every map. And I qualitied all of these. The other ones weren't even chiseled. And then I corrupted all of them so that you could get the tainted oils. But the loot is worse. I spent more, I clicked more, and I got less. So it's probably not how it should be, but I'll explain why I know it's a thing, and it makes sense, and it won't change, and this just is how it is. So there's my opalescent, tainted, divine, the one divine. I have 153 chaos. I have the prismatic. I took it out already. The 6 here, and the 24 opalescent. And then I have 41 black oil. Okay, so then on top of this, literally while I'm doing it, I'm noticing the chests are worse. I got tons of league mechanics just like I knew. I already called this, but I wanted to do like an actual solid putting it in a stash and just comparing it, and it's so much worse. It is so much worse. You get some extra stack decks, sure, but like really you're actually just destroying your loot, and it's like unlucky, not lucky, and it's actually just worse. Okay, so then why is this a thing? Why does this make sense, and how can I confirm it? Let me show you. This is when you know it's a thing. So I showed you how you anoint on a mouse and keyboard, and I already thought that was pretty bad, because it doesn't really make sense when you're putting 3, that why would you have to click it 3 times, then anoint, and then have it like put, even when you put the map into the slot, it feels weird. But now I'll show you a controller. And so imagine you're on a controller, and so you go over to your Blight tab, and now look at how you have to do this. There's no way to pick this up and put it in the thing. It's just take item, which puts it in your inventory. So now if you actually want to do it, you click Y, it's now in your hand. You move up to the slot, you click A to drop it, and now to anoint, you have to use, and then you can anoint with left plus RB? What is this, dude? It's so awful to do, and like the fact that you have to then, when you're done, pick up the map and move it down and then place it. There's so many extra clicks where, and like the movement's weird, and there's like almost no way. Well, I guess you could also, while it's in here, you could just take it and put it in your inventory, similar to the thing. But this is actually just a lot worse and a lot harder. And that was just one oil, because then I was even showing how after adding this, you'd have to move to this, and then you have to use them and then anoint it, which you press tons of buttons on the thing, and then so it's actually a downgrade. It's even worse, and I thought the mouse and keyboard one was already bad. So the fact that it's even worse on a controller, there's an advantage to mouse and keyboard. Therefore, it makes sense that this shouldn't even be good, because it's not good for the game for there to be a benefit of one over the other usually. And so then you just have it where the benefit is to not run any oil or to run minimal oil, and then it makes them both equal, which they prefer. They don't like there to be major differences or advantages to play on one over the other, and this makes it pretty clear. And then, like I say, when I actually test it, and it's terrible, it's like, holy, this is pretty surprising, but it is what it is, and I can't complain because I like less clicks, and then I like more loot with saving the oils without having to use them. And then, like I say, more rewarding. So this is pretty sick, but overall it's just surprising because it's lucky. You're literally adding, whoops, I was clicking shift. You add lucky chest, 36 here, and then another 15 51 lucky chests, and it's worse. How is lucky bad? How is lucky bad, dude? Yep. It's not as good as my T17s, obviously, but then the amount of time and effort of actually like playing, because they're imagine you spend like 5 minutes AFK and then you're looting for like 1 or 2, usually like 1 minute. So really the active playtime is like 50 minutes. So this was like technically in active playtime, like 55D in an hour, but you have all the AFK time as well, and then the cost of the maps and actually running them, having a build good enough to do the Blight-Ravaged AFK, plus actually going around the map and looting the chests and clicking on all the loot. So it is an extra bit, but even if you doubled the time, so it's like the 2 minutes in active playtime, it would be like 27D an hour, but obviously, yeah, you have the actual AFK time as well. So it's, instead, imagine you could maximum run like 7 of these per hour. So it would take you like 8 hours, and then to get only 55D, we're talking like 7 to 8D per hour strat if you count all the AFK time. So it's not the most profit, but then it's a really efficient strat for the actual effective playtime. And then the effective playtime is actually just looting. It's literally just looting. You're not even killing anything. So, because all the killings while you AFK the Blight map. It's really sick. Really good farm. Highly recommend. But don't actually do it because I want to do more Blight. Leave it for me, dude. I gotta get more Blight maps. Don't raise the price. Don't ruin my farm, dude. I need to make my Miami. Come on, dude. Guess I could show one. Show you what I've been doing. I put MAM on my Spectres for this instead of the multi. I put my Flame Dash instead of the Righteous Fire because I don't need the Righteous Fire because we used the Righteous Fire for the barrels in the T17. And then, yeah, I run Blight. AFK, just sit here, no towers. We have our 16 zombies. It's pretty sick. And then you have the aspect of the spider to slow them down with the MAM. And then, yeah. Oh yeah, no audio. Let's get that Cassia going. There's still no audio, because I don't have my other thing open. There we go. I must say though, weirdly enough, PoE 1 performance is worse all of a sudden. I don't know why. It was running great, and then for like a week it's been running worse. It runs like fucking dog shit. It's like twice as much, twice as heavy as it was for no reason, because there was no patch, there was no change, there was no buffs or nerfs or anything, there was no patch notes, there's no change. So why is the game running worse? Yeah, it turns out Blight-Ravaged is pretty good even without oils, as I said, to make 55D. Like, even if you didn't get the Strangle Gasp, so you would call that the lucky drop, it's 39D, and that's, like I say, a rough estimate of the value. Somewhat you could get more if you sell in bulk for some of this stuff, especially some of the oils can have some of the wrong prices. But yeah, it's pretty good farm. Something else I did was I changed my Guardian Blessing to level 14, so I got extra res from my Purity of Elements. Small min-max, depending on my build. It's because of how many of the Dread Marches I have and renewals, and then the damage and the leech that he could still get for himself to survive. It's mostly the Dread March renewals and the recovery. And then the other thing I did was swap the reses on these, so now my resistances are like this. And it's because you can get reduced on my T17s, you get reduced effect of the auras, and then that reduces the purity of lightning and the purity of elements. And then you could also delete your cold and lightning resistance with the alter mods. And so this is how I balanced it. I also took the extra aura effect node just because of the resistance I could get from it. It was pretty good actually from the purity of elements and the purity of lightning. And then out of all these, all the Blight-Ravaged I've run the entire season, which I've run so many, my AG only died once. Or twice. I think it was twice, actually. At first, I remembered one, but... then I remember the second time. Dude, it wiped, like, all my minions except for, like, a couple. I just check, I lost the map, and then I had lost most of my minions. It's like, what the hell? Must have exploded a big boss corpse. I'll show you what the looting is like because they changed the chest stuff so that it auto opens all the chests well, next to the one you click. And so if all the chests stack up in the same area, it just opens all of them off a single click. It's really sick. I would have waited, but it was, I think it was a bit quicker to go kill them. And there's only like 2 over here. I'll start opening over here instead of walking back. You can see how it opens up all of them. Golden oil. So yeah, I could show looting of all the maps as well, but I decided not to. Just show you the loot. Well, if you've ever run a Blight-Ravaged map, like the video. And if you guys like the video and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to get notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!